it is a deliberate technique, so it really, everything has to be neat, you know what I mean? So like you'll see that. So like your setup is important. You always want to make sure that you have a towel because sometimes the one side of your brush gets a little bit dirty. So I don't usually use a lot of cotton. I don't use any saran wrap now with the FreeLights because of the deliberate placement, and like by the time it gets around to that section, because when we do hair painting, we're not working our way up. I like to start in the front always and like work radially, you know, and then if we're working this way, by the time I come back to this side to drop something, it should be almost dry. And if I painted this section, I'm painting that section when it comes down. Because with foils, we're always kind of consistent.
Right.
With balayage or however hand painting, we want to see depth. We want to see kind of like a little bit more dimension. And this technique, I'm telling you, I was taught this from a coworker that actually is from France, and he studied under, he worked for Balayage, which I don't know if you guys know, that's the people that created the first balayage lightener. Like, so he studied in France. And I think if you work from I learned, you can actually put anyone's hands into small balls.
I have large.
No, it's okay.
I'm tiny.
No, it doesn't matter. It's a man hand. So, again, like I said, the setup, this is there. So, I also learned this in my last training. We tend to grab hair like with these two fingers. This finger and this finger are your two strongest. Just go like this with your two fingers. Okay, now go like this with the middle finger. Stronger. Can you feel the difference? Can you feel the difference?
Yeah.
So what we do a lot of times is when we do this, we actually cause a lot more strain in our wrist. So this paddle was designed, I would say, like, think about like going okay. That's how this paddle gets held. So there's always like a little bit of movement, so you have these fingers available. Okay. So yeah. So these are the FreeLights brushes. You usually get them when you do the intro. The angles are perfect. I love them. There's not open stock. I can't find them. I'm driving crazy. I have two, and I was like, where are them? I don't care what you steal from me now, but if you steal my FreeLight brush, I'm going to come haunting down. So I'm left-handed.
Brush real quick?
Yeah, here, you guys have one. So, and there's probably other ones that are just, and I like because it's angled. And remember when I was saying like deliberately, like I could go like, because the way it's angled, I could go like,
yeah, right.
Like
Right.
this.
Start right
Yeah.
up there.
So, right-handers, so you'll see how I put this in because I'm left-handed. So this is the gully. So like we like put all the product here. So like I put a bunch of the product there because again I said it's all about like neatness. So one side of your brush always should be clean. You know, because like I said, we want to always make sure. Like if this is sloppy, like I'm very anal about when I see the way like we get graded on the way we apply colors, and then we apply color, and they're always wrong. Trust me, it's like they're probably watching me from somewhere now too. But like so, like for right-hander people, you would have probably took the product and smashed it that way because you're going to come out this way, and you're going to paint down that way. With me, left-handed, I'm going that way. So I'm going this way. So, and like, literally, like, it doesn't there. So, I know that I want to make her, like, in general, I want to make her brighter around her face. Because like I told you, this section is going to fall down, all that's up here. So, I'm not necessarily going to start here. I'm going to kind of come right in this section. And I like to, I'm pretty aggressive. And remember I always say, like, you almost do like a check. So when we do foils, we do slices. We would do this before we would do that. But you want there to be a little bit of weight within through the hair. Even if you're doing like really fine balayage or techniques, you have to still like kind of like get a really good amount of hair because there needs to be some foundation for that hair. Because if I just went like this, it's really hard to paint that, and then it's going to go right through there. So you have to think about that. Think about check marks. You know, you just kind of think of like, or like an upside down triangle. So I'm going to do pretty. Where's the video? Over there.
Thank you.
Yes, okay. So I'm going to start in here. So I'm going to take a pretty big V section. So again, it's about tension. Look, I still put my nose in there. It's really hard to condition yourself. I'm still doing it. So that way, and then beauty hurts, as I always tell my clients, but watch how it just goes on so smoothly. It's ridiculous. It's creamy. You can't see it, but you know. I can feel it. But just see like the consistency, like it's just, I love it. I think it's one of the best things that they've created. And again, if I want to, I can take that all the way up. I can go like this, because it's underneath if we want to, like I feel very confident, like, to do that. Because I know it's not going to swell. And the way that this brush is angled, like I'm not worried about that. And before I felt like Blondor, I was so afraid that like I went that close to her root, that God only knows what could happen. Ideally, this paddle is only to be used for like, not to, I've seen so many videos, but like, I always say if you see kind of some of her color, that means you're probably going to see some of her color. So she still has a lot more hair there, so I'm still kind of painting because I want that tension as much as I can down to her ends, you know. And then that's when I switch over to the paddle, and then go like this, and really saturate her ends. And then I always make sure I'm washing where I put down, and then I just let it go.
There's no joke.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh, I'm glad I looked at that, because I thought that it would be more see-through.
No, and if you see through it, you're going to get that spottiness, that bruisiness. You really want to be deliberate because it's so heavy. It's not going to swell. It's not going to bleed. Like if you look at some of the literature right now, I bet you guys pull that stapled one out for me. It's stapled there, and look on the back of that red, the way that she free-lighted. Or open up the. Just turn it. Like look at how saturated that. Look at how saturated that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with her, like I think about like her head shape. I just did one there. I'm gonna do like one here, one there. So I'm gonna do like 4. But think about how quickly I could do that. I'm just gonna go real time. If you guys have questions, just fire away. So, but if I wanted to do like single points, I could just go down once if I wanted to with her hair. But just I've got a lot of like look. Doesn't go through because I have that cushion under there.
Right. So what do you think about ½ inch?
½ inch, what?
Section,
total
in
section.
like thickness?
But I'm only just going like there. I'm not taking a whole thing, so I don't know. You can look at it. I don't really measure. You can
Yeah.
kind of see.
Like approximately.
So what are we going to tone her with? Let's think about that. You kind of have red in your hair, so it might just budge. And we don't have to leave this on for 50 minutes. Come on, like her ends are pretty dark, so that's more what I'm worried about. Like I see there's a lot of color kind of towards the bottom of her hair, right?
Yeah, I was like color correction from
Hell.
yeah.
Color correction from hell.
It was a 1B.
For the what?
It was like a 1B. I was putting in my head for a couple of years. So.
1B, it's not well. Where's that from?
No, I just mean like it was like a definitely wasn't well.
There's a 01B. Where's never got for Redkin?
I don't know.
But see, like even that side of my book is always clean. I remember sweeping. People go like this, and I see people at the very end kind of mush it in. They're just trying to break up. That's in your technique, and that's okay. That's the way you have to do it. Can you bring that tray that has the FreeLights over for me? Thank you. So again, like I'm always keeping my brush clean. I'm just gonna like fill this up, which I think is really kind of genius. It keeps everything right there and neat for you. The paddles are everywhere. The brushes are not. So did you say you just got samples of it, or you just got like packets of it? What'd you say?
We just got a sample of it.
Yeah,
The
just
brushes,
the
like-
powder and the 40 volume, that was it. So I tried to do it with like nothing,
Yeah,
a
so
regular brush.
I do all the ordering now that I'm an architect, and well, because we have 6 different educators that work within the salon, so we have every color, demand, which is kind of cool in a way. So I do sell Wella. I don't know if you noticed, like you can do everything online now. You just have to have your account set up. I was like, yes, I'm gonna get these brushes. I was like,
And you can't get them?
this paddle's available. Mother. So I have all my account managers that are my friends, and the education manager be like, I just keep telling them that someone ganked it at one of my last classes, or I left it. And then, so as long as I have 2 here, and I have the intro, you definitely get 1, but you don't have to use this. I mean, there's definitely, my one coworker, Jessie, she actually teaches at the Soho studio for L'Oreal, so she's a full-on major educator, and she doesn't even like the brushes that they have, like L'Oreal. She uses actually regular brushes that they have for Balayage. But exactly, the brush is the least of your worries. You know what I mean? Like some people, it has to be that size, whether it's porn or not. Like I was watching someone the other day paint with like the full-on, like not the hard Wella brushes, but it was like the size of that Wella brush. I'm like, how can you like control it? And then you're worried about like all these frayed hairs, and I'm like, just doesn't make sense to me. But so here's a little cool technique. I don't know if I showed you this guy before, but like if she wanted to say like I wanted that piece to be a little bit brighter at the end, what I would do is just pick up some hair at the very end underneath of that, and then just add more hair underneath there, just towards the ends.
Cool.
You know what I mean? So sometimes you want that flicker of light more. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't want it there. I could just keep doing that and adding more and more, or like just towards the ends, because we want the ends to be deliberate. So that's why the paddle's actually really good. I've had to train myself to use the paddle now that we have it, because I just use it. So, and this is when symmetry is very important, because like I said, it's deliberate. So it's there, there, there. I'm going to give her more up front just because I want to. So, because she has a lot of does this thing go up and down the steps too? So like, because she has so much hair, like, even though I'm going to drop it there, but like, I can show you like a really, like a smaller one, just because, like, I think about, like, I look at like this piece here, like right around her face. And that's what I'm sitting there. So I just kind of, not her bangs, but like, I can just do like, even like a finer one, like just like something like that. Left-handed.
I was just gonna say that.
Being left-handed sucks. So I can just go like right up to there. So the thing about this too, and it's in the literature too, one of the questions that, you know, we have no heat policy and everyone's still doing it, but I stand by that always. I had an argument with a girl the other day. She just started working with me. She's from San Diego, and she knows a lot about color. So, but you know, Wella has that whole no heat policy. Just because we can't control it, we can't say use this heat, use that heat. We do endorse the Climason if we're going to use it. But so she instantly was done her foils and put her client under the lights. My question to her was, why'd you do that? She's like, because I wanted to kind of just for a couple minutes to kind of speed it up.
Awesome.
You're destroying the hair.
So are you
like,
coming in just for the
change
blowout
your developer.
special?
Like you're already destroying the hair, quote unquote. We don't like to say that to our clients, but we know what lightener does.
Okay.
It really is bleach. So if you're adding heat to something that's already damaging the hair, you're really damaging
Are you
it.
available?
If you
in the earlier
need something to
part
be
of the day?
lighter, switch your developer. You know what I mean? Like
Okay. Could you
this keeps
do
working.
11?
So don't be
And
fooled
what's
that
your
you're
name?
going to see that it's going to start to dry out. But that's kind of part of the active fuse technology, that it actually kind of hardens and creates a
Now,
little
do you usually get
sharp and
highlights
steady
or
wet.
color?
So then, when I'm done that,
Oh. Awesome.
I will do like a double wrap of cotton. It's going to kind of look like
I got the perfect person for you.
from the 80s. So like, I just kind of do like
And
this
Leanne, what is your last name?
around.
About it.
Okay. Huckfeld,
Is
am I
it
saying
on?
that right?
Is it on the?
And what's your phone number?
And then what I do is,
Okay,
this kind of just
awesome.
kind
So
of
we will
fall
see
down
you
over it.
Wednesday at 11 o'clock for, you'll have your whole little makeover, basically. All right, thanks, Leanne. Bye.
Good thing about this, I bumped it up like to like really above where I went my section, so I can see deliberately like where I just painted, right? So I don't need to paint right there again because we just did that. So we wanted to kind of give her like that little bit of depth. So we just kind of get the hair back to where her natural fall is or how she wears her hair. I don't do that way.
Let's see, I'm gonna move it, sorry.
Go ahead, move it.
More, sorry.
No, I would not. And this is why you have to really think about the consultation, like how do they wear their hair, because it's painted exactly on there. Sometimes when we do foils, we overlap, we intersect, the regrowth lasts longer, they can flip it both ways, but like, this is awesome, because like you see she kind of goes like radially, like it's almost like that beach ball section kind of like right there. So you know Adrian, do you know Adrian's not your sales rep anymore?
She's not?
Adrian's actually the manager of all the sales team. She got promoted.
Wow, good for her.
She just got promoted. I just talked to her for like a half an hour. I'm so excited for her. She deserves it. She's a hard worker.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, I love her. But I was like, now she's really the one that says yes to the classes that I get asked to teach, because Philadelphia has been so busy and she was like transitioning. I'm so excited. Well, actually, if I didn't come here, I was going to Springfield, Delaware County. Not a big deal. We're going to Harrisburg, Reading, Lancaster. I'm like, this sucks. Like to drive that far. It's not that far, but I like coming across the parkway.
Yeah. Nice and
So I'm going to move this section here just because of the way it's parted, and we'll come back to that. But
That looks better.
we're on camera. So then, we're just going to pick up that section and go there. Because I painted there, I painted there and I painted there. I don't directly want to deliberately paint right on top of it. At least my technique is I don't want to paint directly on top of the same section that I've already painted. It kind of defeats the purpose.
Right.
We want there to be depth. So with that, I can go like right there. So one of the questions, and it's actually, like I said, it's in the literature. On the scalp, yes. It can go on the scalp. Don't put it in foils, it's a waste of money, it's a little bit more expensive. It's not super, super expensive because before it was launched, we didn't get like our car stock for it, so I was in New Jersey and there was a Cosmoprof, and I was like, yes! I went and bought it because I just wanted to see, well, I bought it for myself so I could use it on like everyone in my family that I have to paint sometimes. But the developers are like, again, I don't know prices. It is a little bit more expensive. It's not significantly more expensive, but like I said, they have to be used together, so don't think that you should be using the regular Colestone developer, the Pro Oxide that from that, with this. You need it for the ActiFuse technology to work. So, but it just kind of defeats the purpose. Like if you were doing a balayage with like this and you had some left over, and like I want to put a foil here, do it. Don't mix it up with the intentions of putting foils in her hair, because it just kind of, the cool thing about this is that it's 7 levels of lift open to air. We can get 7 levels of lift in a foil with Blondor. If you painted Blondor on her hair, you're not going to really get 7 levels of lift with open to air. You kind of need that little bit of heat and that conduction with that kind of foil. And you can kind of see I'm just doing singles with this. You will eventually. But see, like it's very deliberate. Like I can see exactly there's gonna be depth there. I can see that there, and I can really go to town on her up here. So again, I can put more, but I was just trying to show you how just to separate from final regenerative, it's like so super quick, like, and it's awesome because time is money, and you can make a lot more money because hand painting is not everything. Most people, a lot of people are learning how to do it and slowly perfecting the skill. See like that see how much I just put on there and it didn't like move at all. Because of the clay base, it looks wet.
It's pretty impressive.
But it's a special service. Like it's not foiling. It's something that not everyone can do. It's definitely not anything our clients can do for themselves at home, which is really cool because they have all those at-home coloring kits, that they spend hours fixing. But just like, I just keep just keep adding it, because you want, like I said, if you see hair coming through, you're gonna see hair, that color coming through at the very end. So my strokes are not heavy, and then like I said to you, I always kind of like watch where I'm dropping my next section, just so they don't hit each other, because I don't want to be that, have that mark there.
So the
No.
tension is really tight, so
You
that's
always
to
have to, because you need that
make sure it
tension
doesn't
to
go through.
Well,
So-
no, the tension is for that to have that sweepiness, because it was drop.
Okay.
If you were pulling, it was kind of
Right.
dropped there, and you always want it to kind of. We're all different heights, but we want it to be parallel. We want it to be fluid. You have to think of like I was thinking like a conductor of an orchestra is
Yeah.
very fluid, but this is like a motion. Like
Right.
where like you don't want to hold it here unless you're doing something really close. But like I go some people go very at the end.
Okay.
I like the midway. And I think of like a point pencil, like that's how I like use my razor or things like that. So it's a very fluid motion, and the hair has to be tight because
Yeah, I don't think
if I went
that's
like this,
right.
like it
Right,
bounces.
yeah.
So we think about this and we look at this section. Look, you can always see how much is left in. You think about this. This is the sun. So this is when I kind of think about really creativity. You have to think about like this. Like I want these to match. Foils do like overlay, so everything is really blonde. But like if I did something there to there, when she wore her hair, I was like, well, I should burn her there, not there. But the sun is doing it to her. So I have to look at this pattern as I start to change there, and I can do one in here because there's nothing there. So I'm gonna make this one like a little bit. Anyone watch the iHeartRadio work last night?
No.
No one?
Like in Taylor Swift.
What, something bad happened?
No, I don't think he like music.
Justin got like a Lifetime Achievement Award,
Okay.
but my favorite part, which I never thought I was gonna see ever happen, is that Taylor Swift rocketed out with Madonna, which was actually
Really?
cool. She played the guitar for Madonna. It's one of Madonna's songs. Like I saw Madonna start tonight, I was like, just and I'm like, because she had her head down while she was playing the guitar. I was like, is that Taylor Swift? But that's everyone's talking about that on.
That's cool.
I go, God damn, I hate the fact I just need another reason to kind of like Taylor Swift. She was I hate the fact. No, actually, I know. She's a very talented little, rich 22-year-old or however old she is. But like you want, like, think about that. And this is the great thing about the paddle, is that like I'm pushing that through because we want that to break through there.
At the end.
Yeah, like. I'm not gonna turn you for the last.
No, that's okay.
No, I'm not gonna. No, because you need to see something. I'm just gonna. We're gonna work over here. This is it. Camera's over.
Don't worry about it. She'll get a good video out of this.
Oh, it's your iPad, isn't it? It's your iPad. But like, still my one side of my brush is still like, it's not perfectly clean. But like everything is neat. You know, I used one clip, you know, and some cotton. But like, if I wasn't talking to you guys and demonstrating this, I would have been way done this like probably 10 minutes ago. You know, because I did what, 5, 10 sections maybe. And once you get comfortable with the application, like I said, like it's a kind of like a quick, like some people do it really fast, and sometimes faster is better because if you sweep too much, the product kind of dissipates. So it's kind of better to kind of go quicker because more stays there, and we want more. So just drop it there.
Can I ask you a question?
Nope.
Please.
Sure, just one though.
What if someone wants to touch up and a few like painted highlights?
Awesome.
Can you use this product right over top of their touch
Well,
up?
you don't.
Very
So
good
you
question.
should never be overlapping a permanent color and liner together.
Right.
It happens. I just did it the other day. I put on a single. You know, she's an every 4-week gray client. She's never had balayage before, and I was crunched for time. And I was like, you know what? I can do this really quick as opposed to putting in her foils. She was like, oh my God. She's like, I love this thing. She's like, one, you were really quick.
Right.
And she's like, and it just looks more natural. And hers, she's probably in her late 50s, and I thought for sure that she's gonna hate this shit, like just me painting, you know, because like they're the people that have been having foils forever, and when they see the result and they see how natural it is, no matter how thick or thin your section is, it's what the end result is.
So did you put her touch up on first?
Yeah, but I didn't even go to the touch up though. Like I actually
Okay, left her.
I met right at the touch up.
Gotcha. So process
Right.
together.
Can you kind of feather them?
You can
like-
kind of
Yeah.
feather it in. So Coleston is super, super strong. It's super, super thick. And I will tell you this, a personal tragedy of mine when I first started using Wella. I used to like do my single processes in foil over top of it, right through it, and when I was using it with Redken, when I used to do color fusion, whatever, we were still using blonder actually at the salon I worked. The blonder would break through fusion, like it would. Like I would still see that well. So I go to a different salon, I'm using a Wella color now. It didn't break through. And on top of it, I learned that Wella is slightly darker than Redken and yada yada yada. I lost 3 clients that I had for 5 years because the results weren't there. It was 2 months before her wedding, she lost all confidence in me. So to answer that question, there's 2 chemicals. It's kind of like putting heat on a lightener. So you've got ammonia, you've got peroxide, you've got all these things that are like overreacting to the hair. What I like to do for that client that is gray and you're doing a touch-up, I kind of have both of my bowls together, my lightener and my color together. And what I do is in my foil, I put them in the foil together. I'll go to the root touch-up and I'll like hit that gray and then I'll go right in there and mesh them that way. As opposed to really overlapping like the lightener into that. So she's got a really cool, so this will be cool because you can see how we do really single strokes. Like if you look, see how like that's deliberate?
Do you have a date picked
They're
out?
almost exactly identical, like for that area. So you want that. You don't want them to be staggered because like it's just not won't look really striking. But like you think about the sun coming down on her head, that's how it's going to affect it.
Would you want to do Wednesday, April 15th?
So when we
Okay. Okay.
lose that, you're gonna lose the head.
How about Friday the
No,
17th?
you wanted to see. So with her, this
Well,
is
we
kind of
could
how
do the
she
morning, we
rolls.
could do like 9 a.m. or we could do the afternoon
So,
around 1.
I look at these pieces and I can just go right there and I can pick up. Sure, it has a couple like lighter pieces in
Okay.
there.
And what is your
But,
name?
like I can do really. I'm not gonna go super close to her root the whole time, but like.
Okay. And Shelly, what is your phone number?
Sometimes when I think I've gone through, like, but I still
Okay,
think
excellent.
that because of
So
that.
we'll
Because
have
of
you
that.
for Friday, April
check.
17th at 1:15 for a haircut with Tara. All right, thank you. Solomay's Hair Design, can I help you?
And like I said, I always am watching where this is
Sure.
falling
Did you have a preference on who it's with?
and then where it actually lands.
Okay, sounds good. So, let's see here.
This is a good one. Did someone take a picture and then now someone takes a photo?
Yes. Let's see here. And what's a good time frame for you? Okay, so after sex, okay, sorry.
Might take a little action shot.
We need to, no, we
How do I
can
look?
do Wednesday at 7, if that works.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, and it's for a haircut,
Just a
right?
picture right
Yeah,
now.
just do the video because I'm a master at like taking
And Valerie,
screenshots
what's your
of
last name?
videos. Well, like come over here and just watch like you guys come over or whatever. So like you can kind of see just the way that like her hair falls. So like this is perfect because now that one because I saw that there. Like, I'm gonna pick this one that goes in that dial. I'm gonna go like really close to her.
Alright, sounds good. So we have you all
Take
set
that
for
section.
Wednesday
And
at
because I'm using the
7
FreeLights,
for
I'm
a
being
haircut,
honest,
and you'll
I
be
would
seeing
never
Tracy that
done
day.
this with
Alright, thank you.
lift up.
You too. Bye.
I'm gonna go as close as I can right to her root. Like, it's even like that. It still hasn't gone through. So if you do see how that kind of fell into there a little bit, just gently pick it up and then just incorporate it. If you need to like match them in and like because I picked up a part of her bang that's not as long. And if you see like air bubbles like in that section there, there's gonna kind of be like air bubbles when it processes. So you wanna kind of like fill those in a little bit. But it's still like it's not under there, you know?
And you said processing time is.
It processes up to 50, so all blonder works for 50 minutes. It stops, you know, it's not recommended to keep it on for 50 minutes. Can you just give me a little bit of cotton just because I don't want this one to ruin her bangs? Just use it, just like half of this, just. Thank you. So I like to do that because one, I'm around her face. So we don't want that to really like kind of hit her in her face.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna pick one more like right in her fringe area there.
You're fine. I'm gonna actually just go right through the mirror.
I was actually thinking that might have been what happened.
It's okay. As you can tell, because we have the hairspray there, it's not going in. It's, you know, it's okay. It's not going as smoothly as all the other sections were, but that's fine. But the paddle has become my friend. I used to be able to I used to use my hand, but I wouldn't have been able to get that paddle into that corner there. And then it all right that to the root. It's pretty good, you know. And if I wanted to go, say if I was noticed that one of these was up higher than the other, obviously I'm not afraid to go like this, right to there, because
Right.
I changed the angle of my brush, and I took that one in a little higher, you know. So because it's the clay base, and you can kind of see it's starting to dry out,
So it's there.
So set a timer for how do you want to do it?
Okay.
Set a timer for 25 minutes, and we'll just kind of see what's going on. So since we have some of this mixed up, you guys want to grab a mat? Do you guys want to do it on other people, or you want to just do it on a mannequin head, or it's up to you guys. It's like I said, it's your class. I don't know what your time
There's
is.
a lot of us. Maybe we should just all do 1 or 2. Maybe.
If you guys
And
want,
I even have a mannequin head in my car. I can go grab. The blonde.
It doesn't
That's a
matter.
blonde.
If you want, if you want to throw some up in here.
I would say, why don't we could just do her surface?
Yeah, that's cool.
You know what I mean? Just do the surface of there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, we could just do that because you could just you can see where her highlights are and just replicate those highlights. I think that could be cool.
Yeah, I feel like I'm an easy
Yeah.
target.
Why not?
Cool. No, it sounds
Just
good.
don't mess up the boss's hair. I saw my boss's hair for the first time the other day. I was like, oh my god. It's just what the fuck?
It's only hair.
Yeah. So these were all the tools. Like I said, the long ones, clean sections. That's that. And we're gonna while we're doing tires here, we'll talk about the Instamats because it's pretty cool the stuff that's out there.
John, help yourself. There's some fruit and some
Okay, cool. Thanks.
yummies in there. Just start up. Bridge, you drove all the way up there?
yeah, and then realized when I went to,
Oh.
and the thing is, I passed by here and I was like, oh, I should swing by, and I was like, no, it's just a man.
So I should sit here on Mondays and answer the phone.
I
Yeah, right? We got 4 new clients.
Was I? You actually did?
New?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good shop?
Yeah, I looked at it.
You were online.
Remember
Free.
you was there, right?
Yeah,
And
you're not here for-
no, I
Yeah,
went
for-
for
How were they? Brand new.
I remember this one and I
It's
asked
funny
them.
because
Day after shop.
this girl, I don't know if were you in Pete's class or no?
No, I was
Pete was-
answering you guys, Pete was my student teacher.
Oh yeah, so Pete was my teacher. So
Right, so
is
like,
there
You
Tommy
can
in
leave
your
and
class?
talk to you at the same
Yeah.
time.
So Tommy works for architect, but she's
I know.
out in
So I was
LA
like,
now,
I'm wondering how
and she remembered me too. She was
for
like,
promotion.